Many of you know when I was young and I was collecting metal in order to make money basically. And I was turning it in to the government after the Soviet Union fell and I was a kid. And yeah, that's how I made money. But one thing you may not know is I turned in the iron, but really copper and aluminum was like silver and gold for me because with hyperinflation being where it was in Romania, if I would have turned that in, I would be at loss because a month from now, right, a month from when I would have turned it in, it would be higher. The price of it would be higher. And then 2 months, way higher. And a year, way higher. So it was fairly easy to figure it out that I only turned in iron and steel and some other stuff, but anything that was of a more higher concentrate of value where I would, get more for per pound, like aluminum, but especially copper, I would keep. Interestingly enough, my dad came home with a little metal box. No, it wasn't really little actually. Maybe, a foot by a foot, basically. A cubic foot, maybe a little bit bigger. And he gave that to me, and we started stacking aluminum there. And it was mostly pieces of aluminum discards from a factory that my father used to work when the factory actually worked during communism. Then it got dismantled, and there was a lot of metal and a lot of scrap metal. So as a kid, I used that box to put the most precious pieces of aluminum in there. And now, jokingly, it's like, if you think about it, how cheap that is. But for me, that was my treasure. And I would always visualize that, instead of that being aluminum, it would be silver. And interestingly enough, I still have that metal box that my father gave me. It's in a storage unit and it still has the same aluminum. That aluminum has appreciated compared to Romanian lei probably 100 or maybe 500 or 800 time fold. If I would have kept the Romanian lei, it would be pieces of paper now that would be junk, absolutely, because hyperinflation went up through the roof and we went through roughly seven doublings, right? So maybe 10,000 Romanian lei became the worth of one Romanian lei. So everyone lost everything. However, that aluminum I still have, but I'm thinking the world is changing again, and I have changed and I have created more value than I ever probably thought when I was a kid. And society and the economy has, gifted me with some with a good life, let's just say. And now I think a shift needs to take place, and I'm gonna be replacing that aluminum that I had as a kid and still have with silver. I believe silver is gonna be worth a lot more in the future, in the near future, honestly. This is not a prediction, this is not investment advice. This is my personal belief. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be start slowly filling that same piece of metal box up with silver. And it's gonna need to find a new place probably because it's gonna be much more worthwhile. So I would not keep it at home or not keep it at a just a storage location, random storage location. But that's my plan. And yeah, looking at the silver price and looking at the silver gold ratio, I think it's gonna blow up eventually. It's either silver is gonna shoot up straight, or maybe gold and silver will come down for a bit. But eventually, the multi-layered world that we are entering into, where the U.S. empire is scaling back, and for the good of it, right? Changes and shifts will happen globally that we cannot comprehend yet. I think this is probably a good way out for the US without a big crash and a complete loss in the next 20 years. So I think we're on the right path, but this means that a multifaceted world is here and it's coming really fast. And when usually that happens and trust is lost between countries, then something real, something tangible needs to happen, where a promise is a promise, but there's also some backing behind of it, right? And I don't think anything else can fill that role other than silver and gold. And I believe that, especially silver, how low the supply is, it will probably worth a lot more. So there you have it. It's gonna take some time for me to fill that coffer, but it will be a lot of fun, and I just started it. Thank you, and talk to you next time.